Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you are a prospective entrepreneur, a new entrepreneur, and perhaps even an existing entrepreneur, you know the significance of having a clear business plan. Now, the business plan will work for you for many different reasons. It could be to get funding, it could be to grow your business, or to partner with some investors or any other stakeholders that you want to bring aboard. They will always want to see a business plan that is viable. In the past, we spoke about how to create a business plan. You can check the video here. But in today's video, we are going to look at how to craft a winning business plan, with our emphasis being on unveiling the hidden gems in any successful business plan. This is results-oriented preparation. Thank you for tuning in. If you are joining in for the first time, please like the video, subscribe. We will greatly appreciate your efforts. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for supporting the channel. Remember, at all times, we've always stated that early preparation is equals to excellent results. So it is imperative that a business plan becomes one of those things that you put as preparation to ensure the success of your particular business. Please go and watch the video after this one on how to create a business plan. Okay, let's look at these hidden gems that must be available in any business plan. Now, one of the most important hidden gems must be the unique value proposition. Now, what is it that sets you apart from the rest of the competitors, or from other business plans that perhaps have been submitted to a financer to get funding for their particular business? Your business plan has to unpack that unique value proposition. What we mean by this is that there has to be a way that you communicate how, for example, you're going to be different from existing alternatives that are already on the market. So you basically look at maybe three things. The first thing that you must look at is your product or your service. Your product or your service has to go beyond just features. You'll see that a lot of people in their business plan will explain exactly what their product does, what it is that, for example, the components that make a particular product. But yours has to look at the kind of problems that the product will solve. What pain points is it dealing with from a customer perspective? This is the way to make sure that the product is appealing to your target audience, because a product that is just beautiful, that is just good in terms of its components, and for instance, maybe its appearance, does not really address the customer pain points. What are the pain points that it will address? What kind of problems is it going to solve in the life of the customer? Now, this will make it unique, and it will stand out from the rest of the other products that are in the market that are only focused on what they can do. The other item is identify your emotional connection. Now, we're still talking about the unique value proposition. What is it that is going to connect in terms of, for instance, experience? What kind of experience, what kind of feelings do you want to arouse in the target audience? Okay, let me give you an example of music as a product. Look at the 90s. You had a lot of successes, for example, in the genre for R&B. Now, the reason was there is an emotional connection that the artists were building with their audiences. You can look as far back as the early 90s, groups like Boys to Men. You can look at people like Kenneth Edmonds and so forth. A lot of them performed so well in that particular genre because of the emotional content that their product, which is the music, was creating, and the experiences that they brought forth in their consumers. Now, whichever problems you were feeling, if, for instance, you were down emotionally, for instance, you were in happier times, there was always a product that will connect with that particular emotion. So, therefore, the emotional connection has to be clear and has to be apparent in your value proposition. The other thing that you need to consider is you need to create a concise and compelling unique value proposition. This has to be only a single statement that exemplifies what the essence of the business is. It has to be just one single elevator pitch that can easily go to the main point of your existence as a business and what the essence of the existence of that business would be. The second unique gem that you can consider now is competitor deep dive. Now, when you are doing a competitor analysis, you're basically looking at the market, you're looking at alternatives and substitutes who in the market, for example, is addressing the same pain points, who in the market is addressing the same identical needs to the ones that you are attempting to address. So, therefore, you need to do a deep dive in your competitor analysis. This is one part of the business plan where an in-depth analysis will go a long way in making sure that your business plan is appealing either to investors or to other stakeholders that are going to set their eyes on your business plan. So there are a couple of things that you need to look at, and they include the following. Analyze their marketing channels. Now, when you're analyzing the marketing channels, what you're basically saying is, after the evaluation, are there untapped audiences in the market that perhaps you can tap into and address with your unique product or service? The customer can have a product that perhaps leaves out a certain aspect of the need. Can your product deal with that need? Can your product address that particular situation and bring about the solution to it? So when you're looking at marketing channels, you're looking at how well are the competitors dealing with the market? How well are they penetrating the market? Or what kind of pitfalls are there? Where are they not performing so well? And you're coming up with your own specific strategy that will address those particular areas where they are not so good. In those areas where they're performing well, you come up with a strategy that can beat their performance or their appeal to the market. The second item in competitor analysis will be address the weaknesses. Any competitor out there, any alternative out there will have weaknesses. What are their weaknesses in addressing the customer pain points? Remember, it's all about the customer, it's all about the audience. They are in it to satisfy a particular need, and so are you. And in doing so, has the competitor addressed all the needs? Or does the competitor face specific weaknesses in addressing those needs? Is it their product? Is it their service? Is it their relations? Is it maintaining working relations with their customers? Are they able to retain their customers over a longer period of time? What is it that you can do to make sure that you've got a better customer retention strategy? All this is addressing the weaknesses that they have and coming up with solutions that will better address the market that you are targeting and beat them at that particular game. The third item is their successes. Now, besides looking at just their weaknesses, it's also significant to look into areas where they are succeeding. What is it that they've done so well? And is it possible for you to go beyond what they have done? Is it possible for you to come up with an offering that will be better than them? And what is it that you can learn in terms of your competitors? Where is it that they've struck gold? And how can you maybe make it better and be successful than them in addressing that particular target audience. If you have made it this far, please consider subscription to the channel if you have not yet subscribed. The third gem is the financial forecast or the financial projections. Now, this, in most cases, I prefer to say that this is always the keystone in your business strategy, because remember that you're starting a business to be successful. Every business plan has to prove its sustainability, it has to prove the profitability of the business. Now, to do so, there are key areas that you need to address, and these have to be clear, especially as far as the investors are concerned. Now, the first and foremost thing that you are looking at is first consider multiple funding. What I mean by that is when you make your business plan, you are tailoring it for multiple funding options. For example, are you going to look at a crowdfunding, or are you targeting specific investors, or is it angel funding? Whatever the case might be, you are making sure that it is adaptable for different styles or different types of funding. This will make it more palatable to different types of investors that can put in their money to make sure that your business becomes a success. The second most important thing in your financial plan is the cash projections. Now, the cash projections are going to focus on your income and expenditure. Now, in this, you are making comparisons in terms of the expected earnings and the expected expenditures over a given period of time. Now, only this can reflect your profitability in that time period. It is important then to make sure that these projections are as realistic as possible. Remember that if you're appealing for funding, the people that you're appealing for funding from are people who are also in business. The third consideration under the financial projections will be to develop contingency plans. Now, doing that ensures that your plan is adaptable to changing business environmental circumstances and market conditions. We live in times where things are changing drastically, either as a result of technology or instability in terms of the economics globally and in nations or even in regions. So it is important that your business plan can easily be adaptable to the changes that are prevailing in that particular environment. Remember also that a strong business plan is a living document. It's not a static document, but it is a document that changes over time. Uh, if you did it maybe somewhere in January, by now there has to be changes that you are making if it is still to be applicable in these current conditions. So every time make sure that your business plan is as fluid as possible to make sure that it can flow as a river, not be as static as a dam, meaning that you are able to change it and adapt it to current conditions. I'm really interested to find out exactly what gems are you using in your business plan, or what gems do you intend to use in your business plan. These three are not the only gems that you can use in uh, crafting a successful business plan. There are quite many of them, and I'm really, really interested in finding out exactly from you what gems you've used. Please leave a comment down below and share the gems that you are using. Also, remember to like and to share the videos, and also subscribe if you have not yet subscribed. We'll greatly appreciate your efforts. This is results-oriented preparation, where early preparation equals excellent results. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you for tuning in. Bye.